everybody, and welcome to Daytime. It's Thursday, February 25th. I'm Deja Gordon. Travis will return tomorrow. First things first, Olympics, we're talking about it again. We did a great job yesterday. It was day 13, but it was lucky for us. We ended up with 4 medals in total. That included 2 golds, a silver, and a bronze. And first, I want to congratulate our bobsled team. That's our female bobsledders. They got first and second place. Congratulations. We're really owning the podium there for that event. Girls did a great job. Also, of course, Clara Hughes last night. She got 3rd place. This would be her last and final Olympic competition, and good on her. I think that's her actual 7th medal of all time. She did a great job. Of course, Canada now in 4th place, just behind Germany. Let me check the stats. Actually, right behind Norway now, actually. United States in first, Germany, then Norway, and of course, Canada. But we're leading the race with gold medals. We're tied for 1st place with 7, and I'm sure only more today. Of course, the female team, hockey team that is, plays tonight, this afternoon, actually, the U.S. team, and I'm sure we got a gold there as well. And of course, who can forget that perhaps gold medal game with the men as well. I'm hoping that happens. I think it will. We're playing tonight as well. And also, sorry, I should say we played last night, beating Team Russia, which was a great game. You could really hear the screams. With me now is Dr. Arun Narang. He was at the basketball game last night, but he heard some of the Olympic screams as well. What happened last night?
Well, I was at the Raptors game last night, but it was a little bit of a lackluster game, and you could see everyone in the corporate booths were sitting and watching the hockey game.
Absolutely.
And every time there'd be a huge cheer, we'd know that Team Canada had scored a goal.
Great game. So you didn't miss much. You got to experience both at the same time last night.
That's right.
That's really wonderful. Of course, Dr. Arun Narang, our in-house dentist, he always gives us some great tips about how to keep our pearly white shining pearly white. And today he's going to be telling us about actually braces. I had braces when I was a kid.
Right.
That's a little secret for you guys. It didn't come naturally. But of course, something that I didn't have the chance to experience myself, which was these invisible braces that you're going to be telling us about today.
Yeah. Invisalign has been around now for a little while, but I think it's becoming a little bit more accepted, and it's just really revolutionary. I think it's revolutionizing what we do. And I just thought it would be neat to talk about it again because, there is awareness, but a lot of people aren't aware of it.
Well, tell us a little bit about the science behind this, because I'm sure it's quite complicated, but please dumb it down for us.
Well, what braces are doing are basically moving your teeth, right? Applying gentle forces to the teeth. Each tooth has a ligament. Because of that ligament, you can actually move the tooth slowly over time with gentle forces. So whether it's arch wires and brackets, or whether it's a clear retainer like these, which is basically what Invisalign is these clear retainers. And you make a series of these, and they get changed every 2 weeks, and each one's a little different than the previous one.
Okay.
And they're using computer CAD/CAM technology, etc., to move the teeth into the desired position that you'd want them to be in.
This is very different than normal braces because, of course, the metal braces that we're all familiar with are actually fastened to your tooth.
Right.
You can't take them off. Once they're there, you're kind of stuck for a few years.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, these are more popular because you can take them on and off, but is this something that you want to leave on all day long either way?
Well, we actually, we tell patients this is the beauty with Invisalign is that, yes, you've got to wear it. You've got to wear it 22 out of 24 hours. That's what we generally say.
Okay.
So you can take them out to brush and floss and do your oral hygiene and your maintenance, and you can take them out to eat your meals.
Now,
but
what
otherwise, if you're not wearing them, they're not going to work.
Now, what about speaking? Will it alter, your voice at all? Am I going to start talking the lisp?
Well, very slightly. And that's usually just initially until you get used to them. So you may lisp just a little bit until your tongue gets used to the position of the tray, and then usually most people are fine.
That really? I'm surprised by that, but I guess, you become used to something in your mouth, then it's as if it was never even there.
And the thing is, they basically don't cover the palate at all, and it's very thin plastic.
Well, let me hold one of those up for the camera. I wish I could put them on, but that would just be weird. So what is this made of? This is actually just plastic?
It's just a very hard acrylic or plastic.
Unbelievable.
And it's thermoformed or formed with heat, and it'll put pressure on teeth and start pushing them in the right position. And patients still have to come in and see us. Either their general dentist or orthodontist can provide this for them if they're trained in Invisalign as a certified provider, and it's revolutionizing what we do because I'm encouraging patients to do more Invisalign and to do procedures like veneers less, where there's reduction of tooth material. It's more conservative, it's lifelong, and and then someone can sometimes enhance their smile at the end by doing either less procedures or more conservative procedures and whitening and maybe bonding, or whitening and maybe 1 or 2 veneers.
Well, with veneers, you're actually altering your tooth completely, right? You're putting, what are you using actually for veneers to cover the tooth?
Well, veneers, you're actually putting a very thin porcelain coating. They could be resin veneers or they could be porcelain veneers. And again, we're getting more into conservative veneers too these days, like, Dura-Thin veneers or, Lumineers people hear about, but thin veneers. So yes, we're trying to be more conservative with those too, but you're putting something on your tooth.
Instead of a quick fix, this is the long-term difference of really changing your mouth so that it doesn't cause you problems later on.
Well, I don't really have any biases, and every patient is different, every case is different. It's great to be able to have this in our armamentaria of services that we can provide a patient to be able to enhance their smile.
And that's a very important thing, of course. You got a great smile too. First impressions are always very important.
Thank you.
Now
so
tell
do
me.
You.
Oh, thank you. I didn't set that up at all. Thanks, Dr. Narang. Now, what if it's just a matter of one tooth? You got one problem tooth. Is that the case where you should go to veneers instead of trying to alter the whole thing? I'm not sure.
It's hard to say. The best thing to do is have a consultation with your dentist or orthodontist and see what they say, because it's hard for me to make a generalization. Sometimes people will come in and say, I hate the position of this tooth. Can't you just push that back in? But to make room for it, you have to maybe change or modify things at the top and bottom. So, it's really a difficult one to answer without really getting a consultation.
Now, this is obviously a great option. I'm thinking in particular for adults, perhaps a little embarrassed to get braces later on in life. But if you notice that some of the younger generation is using this as an option instead of the typical braces as well?
I had a 19-year-old who came in to see me 2 days ago, interested in Invisalign. And so, yes, I do have teens that are doing it. We have more and more interest in older teens, because they're so conscious. They're finishing high school and they don't want to be walking around braces.
Right.
Or adults, people in their 40s and 50s, as long as they have healthy gums. And they've always wanted to straighten their teeth, but they never thought it was possible for them. And we have a conservative solution for them to be able to enhance their smile or improve their bite with Invisalign.
It seems like a great solution again, and no one would ever know, which is the most wonderful thing. Of course, our in-house dentist, Dr. Arun Narang, giving us great teeth advice to keep the pearly whites just that way. We'll be right back with more in Daytime after this short break.